My next guest is a certified addiction recovery expert and interventionist on A&E's hit show, Intervention. He knows a thing or two about addiction. He started using drugs and alcohol at the age of 12. But Mike Diamond fought hard and has been sober since 2006. He's now out with a book called A Dose of Positivity. Mike joins me now on the couch. Thank you for being here. Thank you for writing this. Thank you for being vulnerable and sharing yourself. It means a lot, right? It makes a difference to share your story.
Yeah, I didn't realize by sharing my story, it gives people permission, because I'm not ashamed of my past. I'm not ashamed of the mistakes I've made. And then people then go, oh, if this guy could do it, then maybe I can do it.
Yeah.
So it opens up those conversations that people don't want to have.
And you've done a lot of work, like globally, people have seen now your work on intervention. What's that been like?
It's a little surreal.
Yeah.
Because back in 2004, I was actively, drinking, using cocaine, smoking crack.
No,
and
wow.
I owned a club with the late Scott Weiland.
Okay.
And we were shooting a VH1 show called Dive, and it was my debaucherous life, a guy from Australia with the biggest rock star in the world. And Scott's wife and kids were like packing up and going, and I thought, oh, the party's over.
Yeah.
And he continued, and I got sober. So I had that epiphany of like, yeah, this is not how I want to live anymore, and I did a 180.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And I don't think, maybe they'll think of a rock star lifestyle, but I don't think people realize that was what's going on behind the scenes at STP and his wife and kids leaving.
Yeah.
And this is what happens, and I think this is what these are the things that people start to realize. Because for you were in 2006, this is when everything was happening. Was there a moment that you realized you needed to get help, and where did you go for that help?
There was a moment. This is what's really crazy. No one, not one person looked at my life and thought I was out of control. And I was drinking, doing copious amounts of drugs, because superficially, I own a club with these rock stars. I throw these events in New York. I'm this cool guy. And I was shooting TV shows.
You had
your
your stuff together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was miserable. And I guess I had that split second. Look, this is going to sound crazy. I'm not afraid of, unfortunately, we all have to leave this planet. I was afraid of not living my potential.
Yeah.
I was wasting my life. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go in another direction. So I called a friend of mine that was 15 years sober, and I said, I'm done with this. I went to a 12-step meeting. I went to 3 meetings a day, and I never looked back. I just did the work.
You did the work.
Yeah, and I took people into meetings, and so that's why I intervene.
Yeah.
Because no one intervened on me.
So, okay, so many questions, because I've been through a couple interventions in my family, my close family as well. I've lost family members to addiction. It's hard, right? The intervention process. Sometimes it's not a one-time deal, right?
Yeah. It's very difficult. I have a very unique skill set that a lot of it comes from intuition and feeling. I do a lot of planning with the family.
Yeah, okay.
But then it's my ability to meet the addict where they are and then just allow whatever happens, because my job is to this. The person is sick and suffering. I just have to present them with an opportunity to take a moment to give me a chance to show them a better life. And that's all I do.
Yeah.
I don't overthink it. I'm like, yeah, I know you're not happy because I wasn't happy.
Yeah.
I can identify with that. But if you just give me one moment, give me a chance. Now, if they give me that chance and I can get them into a detox and a rehab and I can talk to them every day, I can keep them sober because I can give them the tools. That's all I need. So I just work on the moment. I don't overthink it. I don't say, you have to be sober for the rest of your life. That's too much for an addict. So just the moment.
I kind of just blew all these questions because I just have so many more questions that I think people would really want to know. And I think if you've been out there and have had a family member that has fallen time and time again, never give up, right?
Never. You never give up, because you can't be codependent, you've got to be caring. You always support someone's recovery and empowering choices, not their addiction.
Yeah.
That's the problem. That's where you go.
Recovery and empowering choices,
exactly.
not the addiction.
Not the addiction.
Okay.
So that's when you call a guy like me in, and I can sit there and come up with structures and boundaries and rules and values and principles and guide a family and say, look, I know you're caring, but you're being codependent. Yeah. And it's hard, but we all have a different rock bottom.
Yeah.
So you've got to be loving and compassionate and kind, but you also got to have rules.
So important. So much of the tools and techniques and strategies you have in here. Tell us about a dose of positivity.
Okay, so dose is very simple. Dose is dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins. Mm-hmm. We're all searching for a dose. And human beings, all of us here, have two motivations. We want to avoid pain and gain pleasure. Mm-hmm. So there's empowering ways to get a good dose, and there's disempowering.
Yeah.
So I keep it very simple, very practical, very pragmatic. I give simple tools and techniques for anyone. You don't have to be in recovery, just to reach your potential, and teach people different techniques to regulate their breath and their sympathetic nervous system, because people are always triggered.
Always.
People are always screaming.
Yeah.
I live in LA, road rage.
Oh.
Right?
On 101. What?
Yeah, exactly. So it just helps people slow down and be mindful.
I love how easy this book is to read and how you meet people just so simply. And there's certain things of, how to counteract negative emotions, fear, bring in gratitude, worry, how about trust. This is beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing your experience with so many people. Thank you so much for being here. And we cannot wait to hear what's next. Please don't be a stranger.
Thank you.
Yes.